Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of one of autumn's most spectacular flowers, the chrysanthemum. You've seen them everywhere, from vibrant potted plants at the grocery store to stunning arrangements at fall festivals. But have you ever thought about growing these beauties in your own garden? Well, stick around because I'm going to show you just how easy and rewarding it is to cultivate your own incredible chrysanthemum display. So what exactly are chrysanthemums, or mums, as they're affectionately called? These aren't just your average flowers. They belong to a huge family of plants with thousands of varieties, colors, and shapes. From the classic bushy garden mums to the exotic spidery blooms you might see in a floral competition, there's a mum for every taste and every garden. They're a symbol of joy and optimism in many cultures, and for gardeners, they represent the grand finale of the growing season, painting the landscape with rich colors just as everything else starts to fade. Before we get our hands dirty, let's talk about the two main types of mums you'll encounter: florist mums and garden mums. Florist mums are those stunning, large-flowered varieties you get in bouquets. They look incredible, but they're typically not cold-hardy, meaning they won't survive a winter outdoors in most climates. Garden mums or hardy mums are the ones we want for our yards. They've been bred to withstand colder temperatures and will come back year after year, getting bigger and better with each season. When you're buying plants, make sure the tag says hardy mum or garden mum to ensure you're getting a perennial. Alright, let's find the perfect spot for our new plants. Mums are sun worshippers. They need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day to produce the maximum number of flowers. If you plant them in a shady spot, they'll get tall and leggy, reaching for the light, and you'll end up with far fewer blooms. Think about a spot in your garden that gets plenty of morning or full-day sun. Next up is the soil. Mums are not too fussy, but they absolutely demand well-draining soil. They hate having wet feet, which means their roots shouldn't be sitting in water. If you have heavy clay soil, it's a great idea to amend it with some compost or peat moss. This will improve the soil structure, allowing excess water to drain away while still retaining enough moisture for the plant. A good test is to dig a hole, fill it with water, and see how long it takes to drain. If it's still full after an hour, you'll definitely want to add some organic matter to lighten it up. So, when is the best time to plant? While you can buy mums in full bloom in the fall and plant them, they'll have a much better chance of survival if you plant them in the spring. Planting in spring gives the roots a whole season to get established before the ground freezes. This strong root system is the key to them surviving the winter and coming back strong the following year. When you're planting, dig a hole that's about twice as wide as the pot and just as deep. Gently remove the plant. Tease the roots a bit if they're tightly wound, and place it in the hole. Make sure the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding soil. Fill the hole back in, press the soil down firmly, and give it a really good, deep watering. Now, let's talk about watering. Consistent moisture is crucial, especially when the plants are young and during dry spells. A good rule of thumb is to water them deeply once or twice a week, rather than giving them a light sprinkle every day. This encourages the roots to grow deep into the soil. Try to water at the base of the plant to keep the leaves dry, which helps prevent common fungal diseases like powdery mildew. A layer of mulch like shredded bark or straw is your best friend here. It will help retain soil moisture, keep the roots cool, and suppress weeds. To get those beautiful bushy plants loaded with flowers, there's a little secret gardeners use: pinching. It sounds a bit harsh, but it's essential for a great-looking mum. When your plants are about 6 inches tall in the spring, simply pinch off the top inch of each growing stem. This encourages the plant to send out side shoots. Every time those new shoots grow another 6 inches, pinch them back again. You can continue doing this until about mid-July. This process creates a compact, well-branched plant that will be absolutely covered in buds come fall. If you don't pinch them, you'll likely end up with a few tall, floppy stems with only a handful of flowers on top. Of course, all that growing and blooming requires energy, so we need to feed our mums. You can start fertilizing them in the spring after new growth appears. A balanced, all-purpose fertilizer like the 10th of October 10 works perfectly. You can apply it every month or so according to the package directions. Just be sure to stop fertilizing around the end of August. Fertilizing too late in the season can encourage tender new growth that will be damaged by the first frost, which isn't good for the plant's winter survival. As fall approaches, you will see all your hard work pay off as the buds begin to form and burst into a riot of color. Enjoy the show! Once the blooming season is over and the first hard frost has turned the foliage brown, it's time to prepare them for winter. In most climates, it's best to leave the dead stems on the plant through the winter. This provides a little extra insulation for the crown of the plant. After the last frost in the following spring, you can then cut all the old dead stems down to the ground. You'll soon see fresh new growth emerging from the base. Another important task for long-term health is division. Every 3 years or so, you might notice the center of your mum plant starting to die out, with all the healthy growth happening around the edges. This is a sign that it's time to divide the plant. In the spring, just as new growth starts, carefully dig up the entire clump. Use a sharp spade or a garden knife to divide the clump into several smaller sections, making sure each section has plenty of roots and new shoots. You can discard the old woody center and replant the new, vigorous divisions. This rejuvenates the plant and gives you more mums to plant elsewhere or share with friends. Let's quickly touch on a few common problems. The most frequent issue is powdery mildew, which looks like a white, dusty coating on the leaves. You can prevent this by ensuring good air circulation around your plants. Do unplant them too close together and by watering at the base. If you do see it, there are organic fungicides available. Pests like aphids can also show up, but they can often be taken care of with a strong spray of water from the hose, or by introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs. So there you have it, your complete guide to growing fantastic chrysanthemums. It really boils down to 6 key things: full sun, well-draining soil, planting in the spring, pinching for bushiness, consistent watering, and a little bit of food. If you follow these steps, you'll be rewarded with a breathtaking autumn display that will be the envy of the neighborhood. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this inspires you to add some mums to your garden. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you have your own favorite chrysanthemum variety. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next video.